Hi all. So it's that time of year again. It is the hot season in Thailand, as you can see here. I think we're just getting to the start of it, to be honest. The hot season is a little bit difficult because it really messes with your schedule, the way you usually live. In fact, I go as far as reversing my sleep pattern. So I sleep through the day and I wake up through the night, and anything that I need to do, I do it through the night when it's nice and cool, and sleep through the day in the aircon while it's boiling hot and you don't really want to go out in the sun much anyway. It works very well for me. It's something that I've done for the past couple of years. Obviously we're on the solar now, so we can run our aircons all the time and keep everything nice and cool indoors. Otis and my kids have finished school, so he had his final dance performance. It's something they train for 1 month in advance, and basically every day is dedicated to just practicing this dance, and then every class goes on stage. All the tables are set up for the parents of everybody in the school. It's quite a nice get together actually. It lets them learn a little bit of traditional Thai dance, and now they've put in some modern dance in there as well now. It's just a nice activity for the school. It's something nice as parents. You can go get a table, get some good food, and just enjoy watching the kids. It's quite a social event. So you do meet other parents there, and people have a few beers together and just enjoy catching up after the year, and then the kids will be off school for a couple of months. This is obviously due to the hot season. We also recently had an elephant coming through the village. It's always a mixed thing to see. Sometimes, it's interesting for the kids to see, of course, but then obviously it's chained up and it's being ridden through the village. It's not a common sight here. Maybe once every couple of years you get an elephant come through. This elephant is particularly from Surin, as we asked the mahout. The other thing with these elephants is many will remember during COVID that many of them died because they couldn't get food. Now they're in this situation where they have a mahout and they travel around getting food and like raising money from local communities. Of course, it'd be good for this elephant to be put in an existing sanctuary. It'd be good to see. But for now, with them coming through the village, this is how they end up feeding the elephant and keeping it going. But alas, it did venture through the village. I did ask the mahout what do they do during the hot season, and usually they keep them where they live full time, where they do have some roaming area as well in Surin. They keep them there and they can kind of roam around under the shade as well. So at least during the hot season, they're not being worked through the villages. Now also, as it's the hot season, I've decided to take this opportunity to prepare for the cold season. This last cold season, I actually did a couple of festivals and I did a bit of camping, and I did some stuff that wasn't on the vlog. Believe it or not, 70% of my life is not on this vlog. I talk about Thailand on this vlog, but I don't think about Thailand all the time. I'm doing other things. I did spend a bit of time in the north, and I realized how cool the weather is, and before the smoky season, how nice it is up there. And I realized that there's just so much camping. And so I've decided to pimp my truck, which I'm going to be showing on a vlog of the things that I'm going to be doing, but it's going to involve a leisure battery in there. I took the truck to get a roller put on the back. So this was in Buriram. It took a long time to get it installed actually. I had to stay overnight with Otis because the issue is not so much the installation, but they like to make it waterproof. Now apparently there are many different rollers that you can get on the back of the car. This obviously is so you can close it up and lock camping equipment in there and any equipment that you might take quite easily without putting it into the back seat of the car. From what I know, there are multiple options you can get, but the cheaper ones often leak. So we went with this Hamer one, I think that's the correct pronunciation. It was around 30,000 baht to get put on. We turned up in the morning, dropped it off with the garage, and he said he would be done by the evening. Anyway, the evening came and he wasn't done, so me and Otis, we decided to stay over and make a bit of a trip of it. We went back in the morning and it was all set up and done. So now we have a roller on the back, and that, for when it comes to the cold season, is going to be my way of locking stuff away, camping equipment. This will include solar panels as well. I've now purchased a Delta 3, which you can set up with solar panels. These are 200 watt panels. These are camp panels that you unfold. I will be doing a review of this equipment on the channel, but obviously the solar panels recharge the battery, and that battery then can run lights, recharge phones, run laptops within the car without having to run any generator or come off the engine or anything like that. But for now, the back roller is installed on the Toyota, and what I planned to do also is get a rooftop tent. However, because the hot season has now come, I don't want it to just kind of sit there doing nothing during the hot season. So I'm going to get that right at the start of the cold season. I'm going to get the rooftop tent. Looks a little bit something like this. And then the car then is equipped to go and basically camp anywhere. You'd be quite surprised in Thailand with what's on offer in terms of camping. Not everything is picturesque locations like this where you can just pull up a car and camp. There are some city-based camping, usually around cafes with car parks, and there's a bit of a community. It's mainly Thai, but there's a Facebook group and whatnot of people that go and camp around and they meet each other and whatnot. So it's a bit of a social thing as well. I'm looking forward to it because I think it's something a little bit different. I can see some more scenic stuff. I can show you some places that maybe I haven't shown you before. So I think it's going to be a bit of fun, and I think it's going to be a good use of this hot season, preparing the car ready for the cold season. So we always have a number of offers and freebies available in the pinned comment in the description for subscribers, but the most popular one by far over the years has been Surfshark VPN. If you don't yet have a VPN, or you're thinking about renewing in a few months or so, let me tell you some of the advantages about Surfshark VPN. As well as protecting your privacy online, it has an email scanner which is going to scan your emails for any phishing or malware attacks that might be hidden inside the email. Having kids, I also find that the parental controls are very useful for controlling the content that my children are exposed to while they're on their iPad. It's also important to know that the prices that you see online for flights, hotels and car rentals are often based upon where you're searching from. Surfshark VPN allows you to change your location in the top right hand corner and make sure that you're not being discriminated against based on your location. And more than this, you're going to get the best price available on the internet. Surfshark have given me an offer to give to you. It's going to get you 4 months extra. You can use code word BAMBOO at checkout, download the app, or go to www.surfshark.com/bamboo. And what's more, it's a money-back guarantee, so if it doesn't work out for you, for whatever reason, you get your money back. Now, another thing that I've been doing with my eldest son during the hot season over the past couple of years is a homeschool program. So now I'm using ChatGPT to design a homeschool program which integrates basically using his Mac, because I really want to teach him how to use technology properly. In my life, technology is very important in what I do, and I think every child should know how to type, how to navigate a computer. Like in the coming age of AI, I think it's very important. So he has a Mac Air, and he has an iPad. So I have a whole curriculum built of typing practice and certain games, IQ games, math, science, English. I pay for some subscriptions to homeschool services, and this helps me build a little program just so that during the hot season he's not just sat in the aircon with the other kids just playing his iPad or playing on a phone or kind of bored. It's hard for the kids to get out on the bikes because it is hot. It's the hot season, so it's hard you don't want to put them out in the blistering heat. So my homeschool program usually lasts 2 to 3 hours a day, and then after that he's free to do whatever he wants, and that usually starts when I get up. It's a weird setup, but it really works for me. I feel like I don't actually experience the hot season this way, but with Otis then he can start at around 3:30, does a few hours of the homeschooling, and it's very interactive. I don't just leave him on the thing. Like, he has to ask me a lot of stuff.
P
A bit of a slow typer.
LLNOON. Enter.
Oh, it's
11 Apollo.
Apollo 11. Try that. There you go. My son reads and writes, speaks in Thai and English fluently.
การเล่นนิทานให้ชาวเมืองฟังโดยจะใช้ตัวละครเป็นสัตว์ต่างๆเพื่อนเปรี้ยวทบกับนิสัยของคนดัง sensible man but he delivered a believe the story which is told in these papers.
Good. Now, as many of you know, it's also the Songkran season, the biggest water fight in the world, where everybody's out on the roads and water fighting and whatnot. These days, Damo and I don't really join in, maybe a little bit in the village, but it was funny for the first few years. These days, we like to do a little bit more of a traditional Songkran. We do set up the pool for the kids to play in, and so they can cool down in the pool there. They have a lot of fun, set up a paddling pool there, and they have kind of a mini water fight. But as our location is a little bit isolated anyway, there's no cars driving past, and we don't usually have the whole water gun thing. It's a particularly dry season for us these days, the Songkran season. We do, however, celebrate some of the more traditional aspects of Songkran, such as thanking the parents and blessing the parents. This is Damo's mum and dad here, where we'll pour some water on the hands and feet and just wish them well wishes for the rest of the year and vice versa. One thing I have noticed in Thailand is that there is a deep respect for parents, and I think that this is one of the reasons, because the kids are taught from a young age to show thanks and appreciation for the parents and to respect the parents. So we see this as an important thing to do each year. Otis and Hugo also did bless Damo and I as well with the water. They will also bless the Buddha, pour water on the Buddha and clean up the Buddha, as is a typical Songkran tradition. As for the community aspect, the village does all get together and does a parade all the way to the temple. There are a number of young men that will buat, so they will become monks during this time. And so the village is as festive as ever. Everybody gets out, has a little bit of fun, dances around. They're a happy bunch, I'll tell you, here in the village. They don't have much, but they make the most of what they've got. And they do like a parade. There's always something going on, whether it's a wedding, funeral, some form of ceremony, or in this case, Songkran. They love to get out together and have a bit of fun. The kids also love to join in as well. And when they get to the temple, they can listen to the monks tell the stories of the Buddha, and they can see how the young men buat. At some point, my boys will also do this. They'll also become a monk for a period of time. And so for them to see it in advance and to see what happens is important for them. They can get an idea of what is to come. If anything, it's not really about driving in a religion or teaching a religion too heavily, but learning the principles of Buddhism can be quite helpful in later life. In school, my son learns how to meditate. It is a standard practice in the school before starting school and after finishing school, before the class is released, to sit and meditate for a while and calm the mind. I've noticed my son actually use these methods in his free time. When he just wants to calm down and relax, he can focus on his breathing and meditate as well. So there are some principles that are learnt at the temples that come in very useful in day-to-day living. We don't teach our boys that this is the only religion, the religion that they hear here in the temple. We teach them that there are many different schools of thought. My oldest son knows about Christianity. He knows about Hinduism. He knows a lot more about Tibetan Buddhism, because that is my practice and that is what basically I adhere to, but I don't make him follow me. I just say to him he's got to find his own faith and spiritual practice. Even that might be completely atheistic. I believe that if you push a religion or a worldview on a child, it ends up just pushing them away. It's something that they have to adopt themselves, and my kids enjoy going to the temple. They enjoy being part of the community and learning these different things, and so they're very open-minded to it. It's not forced upon them in any way. And I teach my sons that there are a wide variety of practices that you can take part in and worldviews that you can have, and whatever speaks to you in that way is the one you should go through, and you can learn that way. Certainly for many years of my life, I was a hardcore atheist, reader of Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens. It took some very key experiences for me in my life to completely radically change that mindset. And I'm sure it may be the same for my sons in the modern world, and I won't dictate to them what they have to believe, only open up options of what they're free to believe if they wish to learn more about it. And so that's life in the hot season, guys. It really does shut things down. I've heard that the PM 2.5 is quite high up in the north too. Very high, actually. I think I'll give you a reading here for up in Chiang Mai and Pai. However, here we've not had a problem. There was a little bit of burning of the sugarcane, but I check my meters, and I have quite advanced meters inside the house. No real rise at all, and even if there was, the air filters keep our air quite pure inside the house, so that's not been a problem this year, which we're quite happy with. It hasn't been a problem actually for the last 2 or 3 years, so we've been quite lucky really. But this is how, as a family and as someone that lives here long term, I navigate the hot season. It's not how everybody does it, of course. Some people just want to sweat it out, but that's what we do. So there's little travel as well. I'm not planning to go anywhere with the vlog. I may if I get invited or there's something that crops up that I think is important. Damo and I will take a small holiday during the hot season. We may bring that along on the vlog as well. So we will take a break at some point together for a week, as we always do around April, May time. But other than that, life does go on. This is Thailand. It's hot.